everyone. It's Anahata. How are you? Welcome to day 1 of 5 days of fully living your practically magical life. We are going to get going in just 5 minutes. I'm going to add this cool little countdown. I'm going to share my screen. And while I do, I would love for you to let us know in the live feed where you are tuning in from. All right, so here we go. It's a countdown party as those come into the room and find us. So yeah, let us know in the live feed where you are calling in from, tuning in from. We have way showers, light workers, people who are really into up-leveling their existence on this beautiful planet from all facets of the globe. And we want to honor you and where you are geographically, because we are one, we are Gaia. So in just 4 minutes and 34 seconds, we will begin. I encourage you to end distraction and really fully tune in to this information. We are going to go so fast. 30 minutes flies by, guys. And you're going to hear things in different ways. So the replay will be available for a short amount of time, but I encourage you to dive in and perhaps dive in again later, just to make sure you can digest and implement all of the exciting information. And we are going to get going here in 3 minutes and 56 seconds. Make sure you're hydrated, tune out any distractions, set your space, come in with an open heart and an open mind to learn. We are going to go fast today, and it's going to be a quantum leap for you immediately. Even if you've heard this sort of information before, you've never heard it like this. And so it's very exciting. Again, welcome in. We are going to get going here in 3 minutes and 22 seconds. And in the meantime, feel free to chat it out in the live feed. Where are you tuning in from? Love to see all that. And unfortunately, the way the Zoom is, I can't see what you're saying, but rest assured, any questions that pop up or any comments that occur, I will definitely answer and or validate whatever it is you're talking about there in the feed. So this is an interactive presentation. We're going to begin in 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Woo woo, doing a little dance. I'm going to check my, see here, making sure you guys can get. And as I said, the replay will be available for a short amount of time. Again, you may want to dive in again later today. It's only 30 minutes. And guys, it goes incredibly fast at that rate. And 2 minutes and we are going to get going. So where are you tuning in from? And welcome, welcome, welcome. I also want to mention, I did a test yesterday and it looked like the audio was slightly behind the video. And so if that bothers you during the presentation, you may want to just listen back to the YouTube video version. That's not going to have a lag because it's feeding from the Zoom video file itself. So again, if that bothers you, it sort of bothered me when I was trying to do my test and I was watching it back and my lips were going a little bit off from the audio. All right, just 1 minute to go, guys. I'm so excited. We are going to go fast. Make sure you are focusing in and you're dropping distractions and you're really paying attention. It's 30 minutes. That's it. And we're going to go fast. So in 45 seconds, there I am, a beautiful stock that's in my backyard running out. You can believe it, my hair is actually longer now than it is in this photo. Are you ready for some alchemy? I am. I cannot wait. It's gonna be so fun today, guys. Tomorrow is everything's gonna change after this. It's not gonna be the same. So here we go. Yes, 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 yes. And we'll get into the presentation here in just a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Yay! It is time, guys. You are here. We are here together to tune into 5 full days. And this is practical magic. This is alchemy. This is going to help you to live fully. And I want to start the presentation by asking you, what does it mean to you to live fully? And it's different for everyone, but for me, some of the things include being present, having clear goals that you're actively taking steps towards, having loving relationships, living abundantly in all ways, having vibrant health, and pursuing what you're passionate about and always continuing to look for new things that excite and delight you, and just living purposefully, passionately, and then time freedom. That's a big one for me. I think time freedom is something we all desire, and it's whatever it means to you. That's what a full life is. And it's interesting when you think about why it is that some of us do live fully while others of us don't. So today is going to change that. It's going to allow you to rise up and to use that beautiful blank canvas that is your potential as you illustrate the strokes of your life and become the author. And so let's go ahead and set the sacred space real quick. And you know, I'm Anahata, so I love the heart portal. Let's go ahead and put our hands on our heart and just breathe and just feel your prana circulating around your body. And I'd love for you to activate some gratitude, even if it's just for your life. So think about the things in your life that you are grateful for. Breathing that in, breathing out, letting go of any distractions. And it is our intention during this expansive process to remember who we are, what we came here to do, how to live fully, and how to activate our magic. And so with that intention, we have one more deep breath and out. It is so. And I can feel you all around the world. If you're live, you're with us. If you're in replay, there is no time. We are still in the quantum field together, the morphic field. And so let's get into the presentation. I just, highlighted what it means to fully live: time freedom, money freedom, being present, having clear goals, being passionate, joyful. And so why is it that some of us appear to be doing this and others are just in one ball of struggle? And it's one word, and that is patterns. We're going to talk a lot about patterns this week. We are living fractals from one source, creators creating our own neck of reality. But the problem is our paradigms, our patterns, our defaults, those are what we're running on 90% of the time. And they say that 77% of that default doesn't serve us. So we begin to feel like we're on this rat race. You can see a little dude here, the rat running. And we don't have time, or at least the perception of it. The truth is we all have just the same amount. And so we're going to be covering a lot this week. I want to zoom out and tell you it's all going to be about practical magic. This is not airy fairy pie in the sky. Wouldn't it be nice if, sort of nebulous magic? This is roll up your sleeves and get in the dirt magic. This is alchemy. And so we're going to be implementing exercises throughout the week. And it's just going to be 30 minutes with me, 30 minutes doing your exercise. And day 1 today is all about ether, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Day 2 is about the physicality of reality or earth. Day 3 is about air, and that's mental. Day 4 is all about fire, and that's spiritual. And day 5 is water, my favorite, the emotion / bridge from the unseen into the seen. And guys, I want to mention, if you show up and commit for these 5 days, tune in and do your assignment, someone's going to be entered to win all 4 of my books. Okay, I have four published books. I will autograph these for you. And you'll also receive water bending rocks, which we'll talk more about on day 5. And so again, to enter to win that, you need only complete the assignment for each day. But guys, tune in, because this information has the power to transform your life. And I want to make it known that this is a non-linear journey. Okay, it's not do this, then this, then this, then this. So if you miss day 1, that's okay. If you miss day 3, that's okay. It all weaves around together. It's spherical, not linear. Okay, each day it's a new cake, and we're using the same ingredients, because repetition is key. It's absolutely critical in overriding your mindset that's holding you back from your best life. You've got to get past those patterns. And to do that, repetition is the key. It's how you were programmed in the first place from age 0 to 7, taking all that in and storing it away as fact in your subconscious. And the rest of our lives, all we do is try to decipher, was that really true? And if it is true, do I want it to be, right? We are creators. We get what we think about. And so when we look at our power as alchemists from all angles over time through repetition, it really sinks in, and we become the information so that we can fully implement the power. So each day is another piece, and it's going to reveal, it's going to be like having a puzzle piece, and you zoom out and you're like, oh my gosh, it all makes sense, right? So very excited about that. Let's get into today's ether topic, okay, the first of the 5 elements. And it's the all. That's what ether is. And I love this graphic here because it kind of shows you the divide between the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown, what is and what is pure potential, because that's what the all is. When we think of all, we think of what we can see, taste, touch, smell. That is 1%. That is just 1%. 99.9% of everything is empty space, but it's not empty. It's energy and information. And that energy and information that fills and permeates all, that is ether. And you are inextricably connected to it. Okay, we are all oscillating frequencies and vibrations, and the difference between a dog and an apple is merely the rate, right? And it is outside of that manifested collapsed wave function of physicality, right? I'm holding a pen, and it's an electromagnetic energy field that's doing this and that and the other. It's very scientific. But beyond that, if you zoom in, what is it? It's empty space. Physicality is an illusion. And so what is the other stuff? Well, that's the ether. And within the ether also contains unlimited potential. We're going to get into alchemy in just a minute. But I want to point out there are 3 planes of existence. Okay. Also, real quick, think of this. Everything that ever was and will be is already here, because nothing can be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed. I'm going to say that again. Everything that ever was and will be is already here. It's already here. It's either in potential form or collapsed into real form. And so the ingredients, the mechanics of anything already exist, already here. And you're connected to that because you are part of the all. We all come from the same source point, the first photon of light, creator. And I'm not going to get religious on you. I'm a Christian. I'm a non-denominational Christian. You can be whatever you are. I think religion gets into separation more than it does expansion. So we're just going to say creator, source. And of course, there's two sides, divine masculine, divine feminine coming together. Feminine is that anti-isness that is potential, the womb of everything. The he, masculine, and I'm not talking gender, is actuated, is physical, is here, has collapsed. So out of wave into particle. And that's all we are. Every 7 seconds, every second, you are oscillating between wave and particle at a rate of 7 times per second. It's pretty incredible when you think about it. So everything moves, everything vibrates, nothing rests. That is law. I love this book called The Kabbalion. Has been instrumental in my transformations over the year. You may want to check it out. It's by the 3 initiates. And they talk about the law of correspondence, okay? And there are only 3. So there's the great physical plane, which I already said was 0.01% of everything. There's the great mental plane, which we are going to get into. Everyone, all the gurus agree, we get what we think about. Your mind is not your brain. Your mind is a mental plane, transcendent of the physical and connected in, if you allow it, to the spiritual plane. And these all weave together. That's why the triangle is the strongest shape in the universe, the cornerstone, which we'll be talking about later. So there's the great physical plane, mental plane, and spiritual plane. And actually, if you think about this, is when people say you're holistic, they address all of those components. They address the physical, they address the mental, emotional, and they address the spiritual journey, the spiritual aspect of you. And so again, everything's already here. All you need to do is adjust or mold the energy, transform the energy. We'll talk about it in a minute, and it can transform everything in your life. Now, the problem is we focus on 99% of, we focus on the 1%, 99% of the time. Isn't that strange? I think we're in this playground on purpose. We're in this illusional playground. We think that what we see, taste, touch, smell is all there is, because those are our senses. And if we can't sense it, we don't think it exists. And what the funny part is, this leads to an illusion of separation from our wholeness. This leads to feeling alone, feeling lost. It leads us to looking to our external environment in order to perceive of what's actually happening, which is also not true, because we're missing the 99.9% that isn't seen. So when we are disconnected from our wholeness, that is the root of pain. That is the root of suffering. If you wish for something to be other than it is, you're in pain. You're holding yourself apart from what already is, if you would allow. And so the root of the word healing is a return to the memory of wholeness. If you look up what is healing, what is the root word? It means a return to the memory of wholeness. Quite different than the health picture we're given. We are already whole, healed, healthy, if not for the feeling of separation. And what does a great job of doing that? Fear. It divides, it isolates, it separates. And when we aren't connected, we aren't flowing. Our prana is not flowing because we don't remember, we're not online. And so gestation is key in manifestation. If you match the frequency, it's coming in. It's coming into your world. That's natural law. We'll get to it in a minute. But if you wait for the is to tell you it's here, it's too late. Ain't going to happen. Be it to see it. We're going to talk about it in a minute. So the pain of where you want to be and where you are creates tension, okay? And unfortunately, it's based on your current senses. We have a lot of baggage. We have epigenetics. We have ancestral garbage. We have programming from society. We have these various set points that are keeping us in that rat race that I talked about at the beginning, the patterns, which is the only reason why you haven't reached where you want to go yet. It's because it's not in your identity yet. We got to break past that. And we're going to do so this week. So let's start to look at that tension as structure, as a way to get to where we want to go rather than separate. So where do you want to be? A vision for something better. It's not you yet, but you can't look at what is now because that's the past. And here's the big takeaway, guys. All successful people have accepted a version of themselves that currently doesn't exist. We're going to get into imagination in a minute, but you can imagine all you are is this dot. That's your identity. Everything else outside of it doesn't exist because it's not you. You haven't identified with it, okay? And that creates tension. So you're here, but you want to be here, but you aren't. But the solution is to zoom out. If we zoom out to everything, which you already all are everything, you can connect in and pluck from the ether limitless potential and collapse the wave function through your focus and the alchemical tools I'm going to teach you in this presentation. So again, returning to wholeness is dropping your identity. That's what it is. It's zooming out, it's choosing what you want, going, I'd like this, and then zooming back in and embodying that identity. So you get to choose. No one's telling you who to be, how to act, where to go. And if they are, that's false evidence appearing real, or fear. Okay, we got to break past that. We are creating the new world through our imagination, our focus, our heart space, and our higher faculties, because we are creators. We're going to go over higher faculties in a minute. But I want to make sure you're also keeping in mind that you are not your results. Okay, if you failed until now, or you feel like things have been tough and you haven't gotten what you want, doesn't matter what it is, health, wealth, relationships, purpose, joy, security, expansion, time freedom, money freedom, whatever it is, if you haven't gotten your results yet, that's just an indication of where you were with your habitual thoughts and emotions. Now you may say, oh no, Anahata, I've done the work, I'm focused. But guys, your vibes don't lie, and 90% of it is on autopilot. We're going to talk about psychocybernetics eventually as well. So keeping in mind that the current results you have are not an indication of where you will be. They're just telling you where you were. Okay, and we can look at that as optimization data. What do I need to do to improve? And guys, I hope that you get to start this week to become obsessed with personal development, with stretching, feeling more comfortable in those spaces of unknown, taking risks, being decisive, being clear, being confident, and I will help you get there. So what is alchemy and why is it so important? When you change the energy, you change the manifestation of the mass. That's it. Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at something, what you look at changes. And this is one of our higher faculties, perception. No one gets to tell you how to perceive of anything. Okay, it's your own sovereign right. And so when you change the way you look at something, you're transforming the energy of that mass, and therefore it comes to you in a different wavelength. This is scientific. Now, if you didn't know this, and guys, so it's that easy. If you don't like something, change it. But you can't force it. You have to flow with the laws of the universe, which is using alchemical tools and science for practical magic. And it's really cool when you zoom out and you break things down into simplicity, little nuggets of truth. There are only 5 things and various combinations of those things. And they are fire, water, ether, air, and earth. That's it. So this week, and right now we're working with the all, but we're going to go into fire, we're going to go into water, we're going to go into air and earth. But today we're zoomed out to ether, which is also akasha. And if you want to think of that as the all, and you have access to the all because you are all. It's very illusional. We are fractals. We are experiencing our neck of reality through our own perception and our higher faculties. And yet we are part of that glue that permeates all things. And the raw, limitless potential. Nothing in this earth is other than a thought that has manifested, is other than someone thinking they would like to do X, Y, and Z and collapsing the wave function. So God created all of nature and all of the instinctual components, and then he created you in his image as a creator who has higher faculties of creation to then go ahead and create. And we've invented some really fun things, haven't we? Humans have done some really cool stuff, but we aren't shipping in anything else from other planets. We're working with what we have. It's already all here. We're just editing it, molding it, and it all starts in the thought plane first, and then the emotional response to that. And then you magnetize the people, places, and things based on that. And if you open up your perception and zoom out and get really clear on where you want to go, you can have anything you want. It's all energy and information oscillating various frequencies. If you match the frequency, you'll match it. We'll talk about that in a second. So here's the alchemical symbol for ether, or all. And as I was saying earlier, the triangle, physical plane, mental plane, spiritual plane. You flip that around, it becomes the Merkaba, which is the light vehicle, which is the way everything moves and is the pattern that is held within everything. If you look up sacred geometry and you go down that rabbit hole, it's intense. The divine blueprint that has been given to us and that we use to weave everything. And this is what the alchemical symbol for ether looks like. It's 6 points going out to each edge of that Merkaba, okay? And I could go into more on this, perhaps I will later in the week. Profound things have happened with this shape over time, which led to the solidification of this information that I'm presenting to you. So here's what I was saying earlier, everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency and the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics. So if you can imagine yourself as a blank canvas and your thoughts electric and your emotions magnetic, circulating out, oscillating from your heart, your source point, and pulling, magnetizing anything you want. But here's the key. The universe doesn't understand no. The universe only understands focus. So you have to choose what you focus on, what you are spending your energy on, what you are activating. And I hope all of you choose to start removing the word no from your vocabulary because you're actually, through saying no, you're saying yes, yes, yes. And that's the key. It's a catch-22. You've got to be it to see it without it being here. You've got to live your life as if it is so before it's arrived. You can't say, when I see it, I'll believe it, because only when you believe, you see, because then you're a match. It is a huge catch-22. And luckily, it's 2022 coming up. So I think we can leverage that master builder number, zoom out to our superconscious self, begin to feel the wish fulfilled. And the big takeaway for today is a shaman hack, already done in the present tense, okay? This is how Jesus was able to heal. He saw so clearly your wholeness that you were like, it's a done deal. And that's what activated that collapsing of the wave function from potential into manifestation. So you'll get what you allow through your focus, through what you energize. And we're going to get into more of that, but the key is already done. It's got to be present tense. Okay. So what are the higher faculties that I've been talking about? And guys, we only have 4 more minutes left, if you can believe it. And we're almost there, but it's been a lot. You have the power to create. And I want you to start thinking about create as a match to your desires. You're not creating as much as you are coordinating based on your frequency. So when you create something, you are actuating your magnetism. You've successfully coordinated the components, the raw data, energy and information, and molded it into whatever it is you desire. So you're a match. So the power to create equals the power to be a match to your desires. And we do that through imagination, reason, intuition, memory, perception, and will. And don't worry, we're going to go into more of this over and over and over again with various elements through the week. Today, imagination is the most powerful tool to pull from the ether or the all, which is what we're talking about today. The others leverage other elements, but imagination is key. And Neville Goddard, he's an amazing he's passed now. He said, the moment man or woman matches the beliefs of any state, he fuses with it. And this union results in the activation and projection. Remember what I was talking about, those strings, magnetism, of its plots, plans, dramas, and situations. It becomes the individual's home from which he views the world. It is his workshop. He says that all the time. Your imagination is the workshop of your mind. It's what you think about that becomes. And if he's observant, he will see outer reality shaping itself upon the model of his imagination. It is for this purpose of training us in image making that we were made subject to the limitations of senses and clothed in bodies of flesh. This is what I was talking about earlier. 99.9% of what is, we can't see, taste, touch, feel, so we ignore it. When in fact, that is our raw potential. The isness is only 1% collapsed, actually 0.01%. It's very, very small, guys. And so we're clothed in this illusional space to have to see it to believe it when we need to be it to see it. So I want your homework for today. And guys, remember, if you complete this homework, it should take about 30 minutes. And if you do so, you'll be entered to win the books and the waterbending rocks. I want you to zoom out past your identity and from your super conscious allness, ask yourself what you really want. Okay. I'm telling you, you'll realize this the more you study with me. Desire is the only prerequisite. It's 95% mindset and only 5% strategy. You do not need to know how you'll get there. You do not need to know how you'll get there. Steve Jobs once said, you can't connect the dots moving forward, looking forward, only looking back. And they always say hindsight is 20/20. You look around, you go, oh, I see how all of those little pieces came together. So what that means is we must trust moving forward that the raw components will magnetize to us. We have to do that. It's a prerequisite. If we don't, we're going to get a hodgepodge of disappointments or perceptions of failure. And that just means we're holding ourselves against what is already because we haven't up-leveled into that fullness yet. It's all so easy to upgrade. So we are done for today. Go outside, feel your connection to the all. You know, breath work can help. I always go out to the dock and do Qigong and breath work and get my breath moving and really feel it and take it in to your cells, the energy and information, the ether. And then I want you to write out or type or record, whichever you prefer. Some people like voice memos, your 3-year vision. Okay. So I want you to, again, don't think about how you're going to get there, how you're going to pull it off. those things are irrelevant right now. I want you to dream big, huge, because it already exists. You need only get on that vibrational bandwidth to see, taste, touch, smell, feel it. So present tense, as if it is so, this is your homework, is to write out, type out, or record your 3-year version. I'm talking, what is your life like in 2024? And I want you to, as if it is so. And so you won't say, I hope that in 2024, you don't say that. That's keeping yourself apart from it by validating that it's not here. You want to be it to see it. So starting with something like, I'm so happy and grateful now that I've woken up, and fill in the blank, your life as it is in the present tense. And then I'd like you to summarize it in 300 words or less. So very short, like three lines. That's it. And post it in the live video replay here in this video you're watching now. As soon as we end, it's going to convert to a recording. In this feed, go ahead and summarize your life in present tense, zooming forward to 2024. If you do that, you'll be entered to win the prize. And guys, I'm just doing this because I want you to actuate. You can think this information all you want, but until you actually do it, nothing's going to change. And I guarantee you the ones that say, oh, I know that information, it doesn't work, are the ones that haven't actually done it. Okay, so do it. And it'll take 30 minutes. Do it now if you can. Don't put it off. And vision deep. And thanks for being with me today. I will see you in day 2, which is going to be tomorrow, December 11th. And I'm so excited to share more. This is just the tip of the iceberg or cake. And we have so much more to discover together over the next 4 days. I hope this was helpful to you all. I love you all so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.